Okay, everybody, so we're going to jump to our next topic. Just want to mention, any of you watching the videos, don't worry about our different camera angles. Those of you listening to the podcast, nothing has changed for you. We're totally filming this at the same time. Right,
Of
Tristan?
course.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're talking about John Lasseter, who is the Pixar Animation Studios Chief Creative Officer, basically said, okay, so there was an article about this that wrote, the title was Pixar's John Lasseter recommends wooing girls with anime. That's not exactly, that's a bit more clickbaity than, no, because the thing
Oh yeah. Yeah.
is that no, because what he actually said was, hey, I showed Lupin the Third to my wife, and she really liked it. She wasn't my wife at the
Right.
time, and then later on she's become my wife, and she still is my wife. So that's a beautiful thing, right? I'm not saying anything bad with
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm just trying to say that it's not like the article makes it seem like, and if you kind of just glance at the, because all I had to do was read the headline. That's kind of why you got to be very careful with headlines, everybody. Because I just read
Right.
the headline and I had a complete opinion about all of this. I was gonna make jokes about it the whole time. We could still make some jokes while talking about this, but my jokes are gonna be like, yeah, of course. Not that there aren't women that like anime, but that even the inverse is true, where if a woman who likes anime is interested in a man and is trying to show that man anime, it's not going to work, right? So we're going to make a lot of jokes about that, yeah, okay, right? But then when actually reading the article and hearing him talk about it, all he really said was, hey, like I just said, right? I showed the woman I was interested in at the time anime. She liked Lupin the Third, and then that's that. But it's a bit different because it's not making it seem like all anime works, right? I don't you know what I'm saying. If you show someone something a bit more artsy or something a bit more perceived deep, it might work, right? Trying to show someone, well, no, because if you're trying to show someone Dragon Ball Z, to some people that like action shows, that might work.
Right.
But if people want something, they watch things that are a lot different, something like Death Note might appeal to them more.
Yeah.
Now, if they're like, no, that's a teenager, that's it just seems angsty and edgy. No, because there's some people that are
Oh
obviously
yeah. No, I know.
if you're on shift, yeah, yeah. So they're like, I don't want to watch that. Then you're like, okay, let me look for something that's a bit, a bit less a bit less focusing on teenagers, which to some, some people will be like, that's hard to find in anime. It's like, no, you can just go over things that are more fantasy based, something like Cowboy Bebop or Outlaw Star or Trigun,
True.
right? If someone tells me from the very little that I've seen of Trigun, if someone told me, oh, I like Mad Max, I'd be like, maybe show them Trigun, or if they're like, oh, I like vampires, but not necessarily Twilight, I'd be like, show them Hellsing. There's other, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different anime that you can show someone.
Right.
So it's not like the idea is if you just show them any anime, they'll be interested. But more importantly, you have to, because I would argue that he was very passionate about it.
Right.
So I'm sure she just saw him nerd out over it, and she was like, "Oh, that's cute,"
Yeah.
because that's what some people do. They're like, "Oh, it's adorable seeing their significant other or the person they want to be their significant other, kind of dorking out and nerding out over something, rather than just it being quiet. Like, all right, I really enjoy this, and we need to be quiet the entire time. We just need to just watch it, and you can't say anything, because at that point, yeah." At that point, I would definitely show someone Neon Genesis Evangelion. Um, no, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like that the whole time, then you kind of seem a little. It doesn't matter what you're showing someone. You can show someone a drama, a nighttime drama. But if you're just sitting there, just like that, we cannot. No one can make a peep.
Right.
It's kind of like, oh, you seem weird. So I assume he was gushing over things. He was pointing out stuff because he's an animator himself. I'm sure he was pointing out different animation mistakes, different things
Yeah.
about the movie that were fun to him, interesting to him. So I'm not saying she doesn't like anime, because she totally can,
Right.
right? I'm just saying that I would argue that there's a chance that, she saw him react,
Right.
and his reaction to it, to what was going on the screen, probably is what wooed her more than just the anime itself. Granted, I've never seen that Lupin movie, so maybe it's very romantic,
It's funny.
right?
It actually just played recently. There's been
I forgot to see it in theaters.
Fathom
Ah.
events. They've been running different
Mhm.
Miyazaki films in
Yeah.
theaters recently.
Yeah.
I just saw Nashika and the Valley of the Wind. So
Yeah, well, I always pronounce it Nausicaa, but I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with your
I,
pronunciation.
I thought it was that way
Yeah.
too, but then I saw the actual film and it's like, oh, they pronounce that differently. Okay.
Whoops.
Um,
But yeah, so they've been doing a lot of Fathom events for Miyazaki films
Yeah.
recently that I haven't been going to.
Yeah.
Whoops.
It's a good time.
But yeah, it'd be a great time too, right? Anytime's a great time to watch a Miyazaki movie. But yeah, no, so that's the thing, right? You see what I'm saying, right, Tristan? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's we can laugh at this because it still kind of comes off as psh, come on. But just from like showing people who aren't into anime and just expecting them to fall head over heels in love with you just because it's an anime. It's like, no, I don't think you should show your date elfin lead. Like, I don't think that's the
Right.
first thing you should show your date.
That's not the first date material.
No, unless your first date has, I mean, gone, crazy about talking about horror movies. Like,
Right.
oh, I love Hellraiser. I love I love Saw.
Yeah.
Then you're like, all right, maybe I can go for the elfin lead here. But usually you're not gonna get that. So,
And it's
know.
also fair to point out that they had met at other things as well. Like, they were both heavily into...
Right.
They met at a computer graphics conference, so they also had other
Mhm.
things in common before this. So that also plays a part. But it's kind of the story of, like, this can work out. It may not work for everybody, but, like, it worked for him. And it's kind of a heartwarming tale to him telling about, how he met his wife and, like, this played an important part. So, like, it's nice to hear about. But at the same time, like you said, with a title like this, it's like, recommends wooing girls with anime. It's like, you need to work on your titles for articles.
Yeah, and in no way, because the thing is, I read articles on this website a lot, on Anime News Network a lot, so it's nothing against them all the time, but because, we've done a lot of our Keikaku Corner.
Yeah.
Yes, because we've done a lot of our Keikaku Corner stuff from them, and none of it has been like this, so it was just the one title that I was like, I was like raring to go. I'm like, all right, guys, we're gonna, and it's probably because it's an interest, right?
That's
Probably because that why, it's different.
News article, a new backside.
Yeah. Well, no, because it wasn't tearing it. It was more so like, ha ha ha, I'm going to laugh at this. Then it reads very heartwarming. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not going to laugh at this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, so try wooing people with anime. I don't know if it's going to work. I will say that I've shown every girl that I've brought home anime.
Right.
I'll say that much. But then again, I'm also single. I don't think the two are actually connected, but it's just, yeah.